y'all, and welcome to today's video. I'm very excited because I'm going to be doing a get ready with me and doing a tag today. I have a bunch of questions I think will be really fun to do together. I saw this tag first from my friend Angelica Nyquist. I watched her video and these questions seemed like they were really fun, kind of like just about YouTube and my channel, things like that. I will link Angie's video down below, but this was also a video that was created by Erica Conger and Not Your Basic Steph. So I will also tag them below so that you can go and check out their channels as well. I think they did a great job putting these questions together, but you can see I'm barefaced. I have my skincare on, and I thought it would be fun just to put some makeup on while I answer these questions. I'm gonna try to remember to talk about the products as I'm answering these questions too, but in case I forget, I will of course link everything down in the description box. And if you are new here, hey, my name is Heather and makeup makes me happy. Here at my channel, we don't try to be perfect. We just want to have a good time with our makeup, whatever that means. Shimmer, glitter, tag videos, we're here for it. So if that sounds good to you, I do hope that you will subscribe before you leave today. But we have a lot of questions to answer. This is going to be very chill. It's pretty early in the morning for me, so I thought it would be fun just as I'm getting ready for my day for us to talk about and answer these questions. So let's jump into it. So my skin is prepped, it's ready for makeup. I'm going to be using my Too Faced Born This Way Matte 24-Hour Undetectable Super Long Wear Foundation. I live in Mississippi. It is hot and humid. I need my makeup to last, and I'm going to pair that with my Born This Way Multi-Sculpting Concealer Super Coverage from Too Faced. So I've got these questions down in front of me. So the first one says, do you still feel the same about having your channel as you did when you started? It's kind of yes and no. So I really started my channel a lot. Like, I waited a lot longer to start it than I should have, I think. I wanted to start my channel for a while. I think I started my channel back in 2017, and I was really intimidated and I never started it because so many of the people that I watched, I felt like were just extremely beautiful. They were extremely beautiful and they were extremely talented at makeup. A lot of the people that I was watching at the time were, you know, former makeup artists, or they had worked at different like SEPHORA, MAC, things like that. And I would watch them and I just always thought like, I'm not talented enough. I'm not skilled enough. Like, why would anybody watch my videos when there are makeup artists on the platform giving all these great tips? But I eventually decided to start with a lot of encouragement from my family. And I was like, you know what? Maybe there are people like me who just love makeup, who just want to talk about makeup. Maybe there are people who want to see somebody who buys a ton of makeup, has a lot of thoughts, a lot of things to say. Maybe I'll make some connections, maybe I'll make some friends, maybe I'll have like a core group of people that watch my videos that I can talk with makeup about. And I really started finding other creators in the like smaller beauty community that were like me. I started seeing other videos of people who were like me, not makeup artists, still of course beautiful and nice and so much personality, but they didn't go to school to be a makeup artist. They didn't work for MAC or anything like that. And I really started to find like people that I connected with. So in a way, I feel the same in that I just want to connect with people, and that's what I love. Still, I'm just somebody who buys a lot of makeup, tries a lot of makeup, and I love talking about makeup. So in that way, I do still feel the same. I know people ask me here and there like, oh, I'd love to see like your collection if you weren't on YouTube. What would your collection look like? Honestly, the same. Honestly, the same, because even before I started YouTube, I bought a lot of makeup because I love it. Okay, the second question says, if you could do anything differently when you started, what would it be? That's a hard one too. I feel like I'm going to say that about all these questions, right? Because I don't know, but this is good for like self-reflection. If you could do anything differently when you started, I think just being more confident. I was very nervous, like turning on the camera and talking. I was very nervous about, I don't know, I was just very nervous about kind of everything. So if I could do anything differently, I would give myself more confidence. Because now, you know, if somebody, I don't know, it's just hard, and it's hard to be like, how can you give yourself confidence without having to do something? And that's something that I tell people a lot when they say like, I want to start a YouTube channel, but I'm not sure where to start. I think first, just asking yourself, why do you want to start a channel? Knowing why you want to do it, and just knowing it will get better with time. You'll get more comfortable with time. And your first video may be terrible, and that's okay. That's okay. So that, I wish I could give myself confidence. And the other thing I would do differently, I've actually privated most of my early videos because I talked a lot about my family on my channel. It's just something that's very easy for me to talk about. It's very natural for me to talk about being a mom, being a wife. And as I started to grow a little bit, I realized that it's really not my place to show my child on the internet. He is not old enough to consent to being on camera. So even though he may say, yeah, I'll be in your video, or yeah, it's okay, he's not 18. He's not the legal age to consent. And it's not my place to just talk about him all over the internet. He's his own person. But I went and privated a lot of videos, even videos that weren't necessarily videos that I showed Jackson, because I'm like, you know what, I'm not sure if I talked about things that I probably should not talk about in this video. So a lot of my try to get ready with me, things like that, I ended up making private. Okay, so I forgot to talk about the makeup. This is the Beautiful Skin Sun Kissed Glow bronzer from Charlotte Tilbury, and I'm blending that in with my Sigma Chiseled Cheek F76 brush. Okay, I'm gonna set my under eyes and my T-zone and stuff with my NIKKIA Joy powder. Okay, question number 3 says, how has your filming schedule changed since you started, or has it stayed the same? Now, I'm gonna be careful with this powder because it definitely lightens up areas. So I'm gonna keep it right in here where I don't mind being a little bit brighter, but I definitely do feel like it kind of lightens things up, not just mattifies. Like, can you see? It doesn't lighten it up a ton, but definitely a little bit. The power of a powder, man, it just blurs the pores like crazy. Okay, sorry. I said the question, then I forgot what the question was. How has your filming schedule changed since you started, or has it stayed the same? So I do work in a hospital. I'm a respiratory therapist, but I was working a lot more years ago. I do homeschool, and as the grades have gone up, like as the schoolwork and all has gotten more intense, the subjects have gotten harder, things like that, I don't work as much as I used to because I need to put more time and effort and all into homeschooling. So I do have maybe not more time to film, but I definitely have a different schedule over the past few years. Ooh, let me use this big REPHR brush. I love this brush for powder, and I'm gonna use my SEPHORA Micro Smooth powder. I love this one. So when I first started, it was very sporadic with uploading, and I think that was good because it was low pressure and it gave me time to figure out if I like this YouTube thing, you know, like, is this for me? Is this something I even want to do? And then I started uploading 3 times a week. I kind of gave myself a set schedule, and that was good because it helped me, like, it gave me like parameters, like, okay, I have committed to uploading a video on this day and this day and this day, therefore I need to structure my time. But it just wasn't enough for me. So I slowly kind of morphed into uploading a ton, and I love it. I feel like I have a lot to say. Even on my work days, I usually will film. I'll film before I go to work, or sometimes I'll film after I get home. It really depends, but it's definitely changed. And I think for the different seasons of life, it will probably change more. You know, when I have more time, I can upload more. When I don't have time, I can't upload as much. I think for me, it's really been good to not have a set schedule and just to upload when I can, because it helps me with creativity. When I was doing that set schedule, it was good to like help me with time management and knowing what I had to do. But now I really film when I want, what I want to, and I like that. It's just good for creativity. When I need to take a day and say, you know what, I don't feel like filming, I don't feel especially chatty, I don't feel like I can be super friendly, I take the day off. Like earlier this week, I went to a water park with my friends, and we got there, put our phones in a locker, and they stayed there all day, just having fun, taking a day off, not putting pressure on myself to film or reply to comments or answer anything. And it was really nice. So I think for different seasons, there are different filming schedules, if you will. Okay, I cannot talk and do my brows, so I'm quickly gonna fill in my brows, and then I'll be back and we'll answer some more of these questions. Okay, so I filled in my brows. I'm going to prime my eyes with my MAC paint pot. And then I have this palette from OFRA. This is the palette they did in collaboration with Leora. I will, of course, tag her down below so that you can check out her channel. But this is the Mini Mix Palette Beyond Words. And I've never used this before, so I thought it would be fun to test and try it today. I like that we have a lot of dark colors. So that's what we're going to do. Now, let me pull up the next question. Number 4 is, what has surprised you the most about having a channel? You know, so many things, because I just really did not know what I was getting myself into. I really didn't know what I was getting myself into. And first, let's talk about my collab with Adept Cosmetics. I was shocked because I never thought a brand would want to collab with somebody like me, like somebody with a very small YouTube channel. But I mean, it means so much to see brands reaching out. Like Adept reached out to me, and I had a tiny channel, but they didn't care. They wanted to work with me. And I think, like, it was just, like, that was so surprising to me, you know? I'm like, you know, you could reach out to somebody with, you know, hundreds of thousands of subscribers, but they wanted to work with me. And I love seeing people work with brands that they love. And that was something that once I started making content and realizing, like, connections and stuff, and not just to brands, but to other creators too. You know what, I'm talking and I'm not putting on any makeup. These are really dark colors, so maybe I should go for some smaller brushes. Okay, here, I'm gonna grab this one from Sigma. But other creators too, I wanted to make friends when I came. Like, I wanted to talk to other people about makeup and different things, but it's been so surprising to me that I have met some of my best friends. I mean, I was really just hoping for like acquaintances, like maybe people that I could chat with in the comments or, you know, in DMs or something. But I've met some of my best friends here on YouTube. You know, I think about like Samantha March. I've never met her in person, but I talk to her multiple times a week, and not about YouTube or makeup. Like, we talk about real life stuff. I think about Karen Harris. Like, my whole family, we flew to North Dakota to go to her baby shower. I went to Mexico with my friend Angie. Like, it's crazy to me, the real life friendships. Linda at Glitter Fallout, I talk to her just about every single day, and it's usually about life stuff, you know, pets and work. And I didn't expect to make so many real connections. I was just hoping for people that I could chat with that like love makeup like me, and maybe we could talk. And I don't know, it's just crazy the things that YouTube has brought. And I think if you are looking for friendships, YouTube is great. YouTube is really great for that. And even like subscribers, some of y'all, like, we chat in DMs so much. Like, it's been such a great place for connection. And I know we talk a lot about the downside of social media. Of course, there are people that are rude and hateful and want to tear you down, of course. But there's so many great sides about being able to connect, especially, you know, when things were locked down. It was so nice to have the connection of being able to still chat every day. And even for me as like a YouTube viewer, watching content, watching my favorites who were uploading so much, like, it really just helped with connection. Number 5 says, what do you like the most and least about having a channel? What do I like most? I think I kind of already answered that right. I'm going to go in a little bit to the bronzer here to blend out the edges. But what do I like the most is the connections. I love, love, love having friends all over the place that I can talk to. I love having a creative outlet because it's just fun. It's fun to come on here and share with y'all what makeup I'm loving, what makeup I'm hating, my crazy colorful looks, my neutral looks. Like, it's just, it's such a creative outlet, and such a good connection point for me. What I would like least is, I am somebody who is a very hard worker, and I don't mean that to sound like, oh, like, I'm not meaning that to brag on myself or anything. It's just, I work a lot, and I do work a lot on my channel, and sometimes it is hard for me to turn it off, and it is hard for me to take a day off sometimes, and I know I need to take days off, but it's very easy for me to get into a routine of working every day because I want to be a hard worker. I want to put forth the effort. I want to put content for y'all, and sometimes it's just hard to take days off for me, like that balance, because then at the same time with something like a YouTube channel, if I'm not making the content, there's no content being made. You know, it's not like, oh, if I don't upload today, somebody else will upload something to my channel. You know, it's mine, it's me, it's a one-woman show over here. So that can kind of be the hardest part. But I think having friends in the community really, really helps with that. So my favorite and least favorite kind of work themselves out. I think a lot of people, when they think about like their least favorite part of YouTube, the first thing that kind of comes to mind, I would think for a lot of people, would be like internet trolls and people being mean. And I will say, I'm a pretty direct person. So in my real life, like when I'm face to face with somebody, if somebody says something rude to me, I call it out immediately. I'm like, yo, that was really rude. Like, think about what you just said for a minute. Or I'm like, I'll cut people out of my life. I'm like, you know what? You're crazy. You don't get to be in my life. And it is hard for me sometimes on YouTube to not respond to negative comments because I really want to tell people like where they can go with those opinions. But that's not always the best thing to do on the internet. So do hate comments suck? Yes. But if you are somebody and you feel like you can mentally handle being told every single thing somebody hates about you, down to what you spend your money on, what makeup you buy, all your insecurities, and things that you never even thought about. If you're open to somebody criticizing that and you're like, you know what, I can handle it, then YouTube could be for you. Because, you know, at the end of the day, something that really helps me with negative comments is reading them out loud, because it helps me like see how ridiculous it is. But trust me, you hear about like bullying and stuff going on in schools, and I'm not surprised because those kids' moms are in my comment section every day trying to bully me. And they're crazy. They're really just crazy. So to me, it's just, unfortunately, something that happens, and I just block and keep it moving. Okay, number 6 says, are you able to come up with video ideas easily, or is that a challenging aspect? I mean, I upload so much, like 5, 6, sometimes 7 days a week. You know what? I really need to highlight my inner corner. It's not super challenging for me. I'm going to use the highlight shade from this Leora palette for my inner corner. I mean, I started my channel because I feel like I had a lot to say. I had a lot that I wanted to talk about. And I definitely get inspired from other creators. Like today, this tag video, I saw Angie do it. I watched her video. I looked at the creators of the tag. And I'm like, you know what? I really want to talk about that. That's really, really fun. And I think it's fun to get inspired by other creators. But I just feel like I had a lot to say. I had a lot I wanted to do. I thought, you know what? Maybe I have something to contribute to the YouTube beauty space. So it's not super challenging for me, and definitely there are days where I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna film tomorrow. I have the day off. Jackson's with his friends. I would love to sit down and film 1 or 2 videos. And I wake up the next day and I'm like, I have nothing to talk about. I don't feel it. And so it's definitely, just because I have a lot of ideas and I have a lot to say, doesn't mean that every single time I'm able to film, I feel like I have an idea. There are definitely times where I'm like, you know what? I need to maybe take a little time. I need to go sit with my makeup. I will definitely do that. If I feel like I have no ideas, I will come and I will kind of sit with my makeup and I'll kind of look through what I have. And sometimes a video idea will come to me or inspiration will strike. Sometimes I'll come on and I'll be talking to my friends and I'm like, I don't know what to film. I don't have any ideas. I feel horrible today. I don't want to film. And they'll be like, Heather, take a day off. And sometimes they're like, Heather, put on your big girl pants and film a video. You have a list of ideas. Just do it. And I love that. But I think if you are wanting to start a channel and you can't come up with any ideas, you know, maybe take a pause. Maybe write some notes. I do that a lot. I'm like, okay, what do I want to do? You know, especially things like, I want to keep a good balance on my channel of what I do. I want to have chatty, fun, casual videos like this. I love doing like my multiple looks videos. I love doing just different things. And it's good to keep like a running note of that. Like, what do you want to do? Maybe jot it down. Even sometimes when I'm at work, I'm like writing stuff down as ideas come to me. So yeah, overall, I would say I don't have trouble coming up with ideas, but of course we all have those days, especially if you're a creative person. Like, you know, there are going to be times where the creativity won't stop flowing and other times where it just, creativity does not want to come. I think I'm going to skip false lashes today. I'm going to put on some of my Melt Supernatural Lash Mascara, curl my lashes, and I will come back. We've still got to do brush. Yeah, we'll need a brush, but we've got to do blush, bronzer, highlight, lips. I'll be back. Okay, I'm back. Let me tell you what I'm gonna use on my face. Juvia's Place Bronzed Duo. I'm gonna use the Glow Kissed highlighter palette from Sigma. Love this. And then I'm gonna use this Kaleidos blush. I don't know the name, it's not printed, but I'll put it in the description box. So what question are we on? Number 7, do you think you've grown as a creator during your time on YouTube? Absolutely. Absolutely. If we're talking about like growth as a creator, I've definitely become more confident. I will say I'm a pretty confident person anyways, but just with like knowing what I'm gonna do, knowing how I want to edit, knowing how I want to like present things, knowing just knowing a lot more, I've grown a ton. I've also learned so much about cameras and settings. And I mean, it's a lot of work. It's not just buying a great camera and turning it on, because I really want to make sure that y'all are seeing the makeup how it looks in real life. You know, it's so much that goes into it, and I definitely would say I've grown a lot. And I think anytime you start something new and you really put yourself into it, you know, you really invest your time and your energy, you're going to learn new things, you're going to grow. When you meet new people, you're going to learn things from them, you're going to take things away. And I can definitely say, I mean, I've grown a lot as a creator, and hopefully I'll grow a lot more. Like, I always want to be improving and learning new things, not just as a creator, but as a person. Number 8, so far, what is the video that you've created that you love the most proud of, and which one do you like the least? With the least, I kind of already touched on that earlier, where I talked about, you know, privating a lot of videos where, you know, I did different vlogs and stuff, where I was letting Jackson be in the videos and just showing things that, you know, I shouldn't be putting out on the internet for everybody to see, you know, things that maybe should stay a bit private. And now those videos are private for that reason. What I'm most proud of course, like my reveal video with my Adept Cosmetics collab, because that was almost like a year in the making, and so much time and energy and excitement went into that. And I just can't, like, I love that video. I'm so happy with how it turned out. And my friend was able to help me with that video and come in and let me show swatches on a different skin tone. And that video, it was just so long in the making, and I'm definitely so proud of that one. I think a lot of times people think, you know, filming a video is just flipping the camera on and then doing a little bit of editing and uploading, but there's so many videos that take so much time and effort and energy and research. You know, like when I do my monthly palette rankings and my monthly favorites and hate-its, like my speed reviews, those take weeks of planning and testing products so I can really give you full reviews. Like, so much effort goes into those. I mean, I'm testing and playing with makeup so much, not just when I sit down to film, but a lot of times I will take a palette after I've washed my face off for the night. I'll prime my eyes and I'll create a look. and I'll see how shadows blend and perform, and I'll take it off and I'll create a look and I'll see how they'll perform. Or if it's a day where I'm not filming and I'm home, I may still be putting on makeup so I can do wear test and see like how do things really work and how do they really perform, and can I blend this and can I mix this. And it's so much effort goes in to creating content that's behind the scenes, like research, all kinds of things, you know. So I want to be proud of every video that I put out. I never want to put out a video where I'm like, oh, you know, I didn't do too much, but that's fine, I'm gonna post it anyways. No, I want every video I post to be great. But of course the one I'm most proud of is my reveal video with Adept. Okay, number 9. Oh, I'm sorry, did I say there were 9 questions? There's 10 actually. So number 9 says, do you think about long-term goals for your channel, or do you focus on the here and now? That's a hard one. Of course, I want I want my channel to grow. I want to keep working hard. So when I look, you know, long-term goals is different for everyone, you know. So with long-term goals, is that, you know, 6 months? Is that 6 years? Is that 60 years? You know, for me, I want to keep having fun with it. As long as I am loving doing YouTube and I'm loving creating content and I'm still loving makeup, I'm going to keep doing it. But I don't want to look at my YouTube channel and say, okay, by this day I have to hit this number, because I can't control who subscribes to my channel. I can control my content. I can say, you know what, I'm going to put out videos that I'm proud of. I'm going to put out content that I like. That's all I can control. I can't make anybody subscribe. I can't make anybody like my channel. So I try not to put those types of like goals on myself to say I'm going to hit this number, because it's not on my control. What I can control is the content. And my goal is to keep creating content that I love for as long as I love it, for as long as y'all love it. Of course, if there gets to a point where I'm still loving makeup and loving playing with makeup, but y'all aren't interested in my videos, nobody wants to watch them, then I'll take that off the table and I'll just be a makeup consumer. I'll just be somebody who loves makeup. You know, I want to do this for as long as I enjoy it. Okay, for lips, I'm going to do Pat McGrath Labs Contour Lip Liner, new mod from Sigma Liquid Lip, and then I'm going to use my MAC and Stranger Things Wild Willer Gloss while we look at the next question. If you could sit down with your former pre-YouTube self, what advice would you give yourself in regards to having a YouTube channel? This one is kind of difficult because I don't know. I definitely have some regrets. Like I've said, I always am curious when people are like, I live my life, I have no regrets. Like, that's wonderful. I definitely have regrets. Like I said, I regret kind of oversharing online things that maybe shouldn't have been shared. I definitely have, you know, maybe aligned myself with people that I didn't know very well. I have definitely would maybe tell myself to guard myself a little bit more, and I hate to have to be that way, but at the end of the day, like, I love doing this and I want to protect y'all and I want to protect myself. So maybe I would tell myself to be a little more wary, a little more cautious. I think this lip is way too nude, but we're going to see. I think this gloss is going to save it. Okay, y'all, this is the finished look. I had a lot of fun getting ready with y'all, answering these questions. I love doing tag videos. I think they're so fun, and I hope that you enjoyed watching, kind of hearing maybe some of like my thoughts on my time here on YouTube, my content, things like that. If you did like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Always let me know. If you see a tag video, let me know down in the comments like, hey, so-and-so did X, Y, or Z tag. I like doing chill videos like this where we just sit down, I put on some makeup, and we talk. So I would love to hear your thoughts down in the comment section. Again, everything I used I will link down below. I really like the way this look came out. I'm actually gonna go and make some breakfast now. It's early and I haven't had breakfast. I'm very hungry, and I heard Jackson wake up, so I know he's very hungry. So I'm gonna start my day. I hope you are having an awesome, wonderful, amazing day, whatever you are doing, and I will see you very soon in another video. Bye.